6 o'clock in the morning, and down in the shadow of Tower Bridge, things are beginning to stir. It's a market, a fish market, Billingsgate, and it's been there for over 1,000 years. 6 o'clock every morning, the same time-old story begins. And under that dawn-dark roof, the buyers and sellers are waiting for the market bell to signal the start of another day. Fish, as fresh and beautiful as the hour it was caught. And not only salmon, there's halibut, haddock, herring and plaice, dogfish and cod and mackerel, lobster and crab. 50 or 60 varieties. It's all here, hundreds of miles from the ports, within a matter of hours of being landed. In a matter of hours, for in buying and selling fish, time is what counts. At the very moment today's fish is being sold, they're already buying tomorrow's. Right now, salesmen are on the phones to the ports, to Aberdeen, to Grimsby, to Fleetwood, asking, what have you landed? How big's the catch? What's it fetching up there?
Hello? Billingsgate speaking. That's you, Bill? What are you looking for tomorrow? This is Bookie. This is Aberdeen.
And London is only one market. There's Southampton and Bournemouth in the south, Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds in the Midlands, Edinburgh, Glasgow in the north. Each serves its own area. And out of each go the lines of communication to the ports. To Fraserburgh, to Aberdeen, to Hull, to Grimsby, Yarmouth, Milford Haven, Fleetwood, and to dozens of little harbours dotted round the coast. 1 million tons of fish a year to be landed and bought and sold. But before you can sell your fish, first you've got to bring it ashore. Take any port, Hull, for example, where nearly 1/3 of the nation's catch is landed. 2 o'clock in the morning. Not even the markets are awake yet. Haddock, haddock, somebody's calling. Or cod, cod. It's the bobber's sing-song jargon, chanting the rhythm of the work, as the catch comes up basket by basket out of the holes. Haddock, haddock, cod, cod. 140 pounds at a time. Into the 10-stone kits to be weighed out for auction. For by tradition, every pound of fish landed at British ports has to be sold to the highest bidder. All through the night until dawn, and well past dawn, the work goes on. It's a long, back-breaking job. But if that catch is not on the quay by 6 a.m., it will be too late for the sales. Every morning, by the time the sun has struggled up through the mists over the harbour, the fish has been landed. 1 million tons a year. 1.5 miles of fish, sorted and weighed, and marked with the owners' names, ready for auction. Half an hour or so before the sales, buyers and buyers' clerks go over the catch from end to end, and there are 100 factors to take into account. How heavy are the landings? How great is the demand? What are your competitors going to bid? And not only here, but at the other ports too. A mistake of a penny a pound could cost you a fortune between breakfast and lunch. You've got to know, because at 7:30 the whole business starts. It's a Dutch auction at Hull. Prices go down instead of up. 91 shillings, the auctioneer cries. 90, 89, 88, until the fish is sold.
122, 120, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. 111, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 100. 100 more. 99, 96, get in motion.
With the word at, the fish has changed hands. And now the buyer's labels are dropped into the kits.
Any more 96, 5, 6, 10, kids, sorry, any more 96. At 99, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 92 shillings. You, whatever you want. 5 kids, sorry, you, Proctor. Anybody else want any more? At 98, 7, 6, 5, 4, 92 shillings, catch it, 90 shillings. 5 kids to Allenby. Anybody else want any more? 92. At 96, 5, 4, 3.
The moment one lot is sold, over the kits they go to the next. Never a moment's pause, because that fish has to be auctioned and transported and marketed and sent to the shops and still be fresh when it gets there. For if it's not, there's no point in getting it there at all.
75, 0, 3, 2, 199, 75, 0, 3, 2, 199, 89, 88, 70, it's all used there.
Before the fish has even been wheeled off the quayside, up in their booths overhead, salesmen are already on the telephone to the inland markets.
Haddock fillet 17 and 6. Shelf cut fillet 14 and 6. Bulk 13 bob. There's no place today, very poor. Yes?
All over the country it's the same, from Land's End to John O'Groats. That's the way fish is bought and sold, on trust, between people hundreds of miles apart.
Crab fillets 15 and green fillets at 17 bob with skin at 18 and 6.
Headless curly, 9 shillings. Place, I've got a very good place this morning. Iceland.
You want them packing in 3 stones? 4 threes, right? There'll be more ice in that way. A wet haddock 21, bream 17, skin bream 18 and 6. Crab fillets are 15 shillings, skin crab fillets 16 and 6. Haddock fillets are 21 shillings. Are they what? Are they good? These are smashes, the bars of silver, really terrific stuff.
Bars of silver. Really terrific stuff. Now you've landed your fish and sold it. Now you've got to move it, and move it fast. There's a train to catch. But first, your fish has to go to the quayside processing plants to be washed and filleted and iced and boxed. And your train's going to leave dead on time. Only an hour ago, the quay was alive. As much as 200,000 stone have been landed in a single morning. Now it's all been sold and carried off. The boats are pulling away, and men are washing down the last of today's landings and getting ready for tomorrow's. By 9 o'clock, only the small local traders are left, with a few clear feet of quayside space, filleting their kitload for the local shops. For them too, speed and freshness are the watchwords. Time is the essence, for the small operator as for the large. It's the 5th largest industry in the country, fish, and there's a lot more to it than you'd ever suppose. We tend to think of fishermen and fishmongers, and not much in between. But between those two, there are all sorts of people, like the herring and haddock girls. They represent a vast and growing collection of skills. And like the porters and lumpers and salesmen and auctioneers, they work fast. Fillets, haddock, plaice, mackerel, whatever it is, by 2:30 it has to be on its way. It's It's a matter of pure organization, getting those thousands of tons of fish every day to the inland markets, not only out of one port, that would be easy, but from scores of ports to 31,000 shops scattered the length and breadth of the country. All night long, the trains are going to be crossing each other. Mackerel on its way down from Aberdeen to London. Dover sole bound north for Edinburgh out of the Channel ports. To 5,000 separate towns and villages, from Grimsby or Lowestoft